Well, after yesterday, and I thought we weren't going to have any babies hatch, look, we have 3. And just to show you how tiny they are, let me zoom out. So there's our incubator. There's the chick. Here is my hand. That's my thumb. Look how minuscule. So I have found with quail in general that they tend to hatch out a lot closer together than chickens. So I would think we only have got 3 out of these 30 eggs. But seeing as these eggs came from just the bottom of aviary, they hadn't been picked up, they hadn't been cared for, we don't know how long they've been lying around, I'm quite happy with 3. If a few more hatch, it'll be really, really great. But seeing as yesterday I thought we were going to have none, I'm very, very happy. Super cute. Surely these must be some of the smallest precocial chicks you get in the world. And precocial is when a chick hatches out or an animal hatches out and it can literally just get up and go from the offset. These must be some of the smallest little ones that happens with. But they are super cute. The incubator's hard to look through because it's quite old and dusty. So obviously when I get these out of the incubator, I will also show you them when in a bit more clarity, when they haven't got this film of an incubator between, but they are minuscule. I also need to put some sponges in because I forgot how tiny they are, and the water baths here have not got water in, which could equal drowned chicks. So I need to put some sponges in there quickly so we don't drown. I'm probably a little bit too excited about buddleia, but I think it's rather nice. So these are some of the buddleia or butterfly bushes that I'm going to be putting up at the farm. And if you remember, I've talked about how I'm going to be putting them at the entrance to the wildflower meadow. So you walk through a little buddleia grove of white buddleias and then you enter the wildflower meadow. So this is the original shrub plant that I bought. So you can see all these tiny little flowers are starting to come in. And then we've got one here that has already started to flower all the way along the base, and then it will move up and these will explode open. There's another little flower here, and as long as I keep deadheading, what you'll find is you can actually see here you'll get tiny baby shoots coming out from the tip. So keep deadheading them and they will flower long into autumn. And then here I have a one that I took last year. So this was a cutting. This is one of my cuttings, and you can see that even just a 1-year plant, it's already got some nice little flowers here, and then it's got all of these flowers to come. Now they don't really tend to like being in pots that much, so it is a good idea as soon as you've taken your cuttings and they've rooted and they've grown into semi-decent plants like this one, that you get them out. So these will be going up to the farm this autumn to plant out. I'm just very excited about these lovely little butterfly bushes. Well, not all stories on the small holding end out well. So you'll have seen earlier in the week we had 3 quail chicks hatch, and you'll notice there are no quail babies in this brooder. And that is because over the course of 3 days, each one died. I have no idea what happened. Within half an hour of moving them into the brooder, the first one died. Then the next day another one died, and then finally the next day the final one died, which really, really sucks. But as I said, they are so fragile. You have to be so careful with them, and then they get very stressed very easily, especially when there's small numbers of them. So that is something to learn. If you're ever thinking about hatching quail chicks, you need to be so careful, and especially Chinese painted quail, because they are miniature. So they are only the size of my thumb. So they're probably some of the smallest precocial chicks you get anywhere in the world. They are ultra fragile. So we will have to try again on that one. I really love this time of year because the soil is so warm that when you plant things, they come up really quickly. So I only planted these on Sunday, so we're day 4 and we've already got germination. So there's one there, there's another one there, and then over here you can see we've got lots of seeds as well. So this is kind of my winter garden tray. So we've got 2 types of kale, 2 types of chard, and some broccoli in here. So these are going to be going in here, and they're going to be grown on as little plug plants before I put them out in the garden to try and protect them a little bit from any drought and from any cabbage white butterflies. The other bonus is it's actually raining today, and I've got a hole in the roof, and I've got to say The one positive for that hole in the roof is it's watering the plants because it is dripping directly from the hole straight down here onto this and keeping them nice and watered. You can hear the roosters are in fine vocal throttle today as well. But yeah, so happy days with my new seeds. I really do love the biology of plants and how, you know, after a heavy drought things can really die and you think they're dead, and then a little bit of water and they come alive. So this is a dry bed that really got dried. It's under a tree anyway, so it tends to be very dry, and as you can see I've had to dig a lot of plants out and there's a lot of space now. But one of the things is a tiny amount of water and things are coming back to life. So the ferns are putting up new shoots, which is lovely. This lovely lamb's ear is got very leggy, but it's got some nice new growth down here. My Brunner, which almost looked dead completely, you can see now, look at all of this. Lovely new growth. Lovely new growth, and hopefully that will spread and fill this spot out. And then I've got another favourite plant as well, which is just down here. Now this is my Astrantia, and again, it didn't do that great. It's a shade-loving plant anyway, so it really needs more moisture, but you can see again all this beautiful new growth. So it just shows that a little bit of water just breathes so much life back into a garden. So I'm very excited for what's to come. Even the little violas are coming. We've got new shoots on the roses, and even though it's right at the end of the summer now, we should still get some lovely flowers for later on this year. So a little update on the integration of our chick chicks. There's one of the guineas. They are, as I suspected, getting a bit bullied. For the most part they've been alright. However, this little guy, they plucked his head. Our little fluffy frizzle lost his head. Apart from that, he's fine. They also did actually heavily pluck the back of his tail, but he's mended. They've left him alone for a couple of days now, and it kind of happened because he wedged himself in a corner where they could get to him. But as you can see, for the most part, we're now getting on. So we've got the guineas, two of the guineas there, the two girl guineas, and the chicks are here. Where's number 4? There he is. So they still have to dart out the way when they get a quick peck here and there, but they have settled in fairly well. The boy guinea also had a bit of a limp the first day. I think he was probably chased around in the night. When I shut them in overnight, he got chased around, maybe hurt himself, but he seems to be better as well. So as far as I can tell, integration has now gone okay. Look at this guy. So this is a privet hawk moth, and I think it's incredible that in Britain we have this. So most people probably think of caterpillars in Britain as boring or cabbage whites, you know, things that attack all your lovely vegetables. But look at that, that is a privet hawk moth. It is massive. There's my hand. Look how big that thing is. And that is not full size yet, so that will get bigger. They have these funny little faces to pretend that they're big and scary. And he's got his little pincer teeth there, his little things that he'll hold the leaf with before he eats it. And obviously all these suckers to stay in the tree. And then his pretend little pincer, which doesn't really do a lot. But I think they are super cool. I used to keep these as a kid. They are called privet hawk moths, so they do eat privet, but he's actually on an ash tree. So they do eat ash, they can eat hawthorn, they can also eat rowan. They tend to eat the thing that they are born on, so you can't obviously pick them off and take them and give them something else. And he will soon be crawling down into the earth. He will make a cocoon in the ground, and then next year he'll hatch as a huge privet hawk moth caterpillar with bright pink wings. Very, very super cool. So keep a lookout for these guys at this time of year when they are this big.